Before her passing in 2011, Elizabeth Taylor had commented privately and publicly many times that she wasn't afraid of death. Why? Well, to use her own words, she would always say, "I've already been there." So what exactly is she talking about? Well, give me a couple of minutes and I'll share the details. During the spring of 1961, Elizabeth Taylor was fighting for her life with the flu. Not your everyday strain of flu. Instead, this one was much stronger, and the doctors feared that it might be deadly. At some point, it got so bad that she fell into a coma while physicians attended to her in a London hospital. According to Elizabeth, things got so dicey that at least on 4 different occasions, the doctors did not think that she would make it. Yep, you heard me correctly. Talking about the experience on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1992, Elizabeth confessed to Oprah that during that difficult ordeal, she was pronounced dead on 4 different occasions. At the worst point, Elizabeth showed no vital signs for 5 minutes. And apparently, that's the point where the actress said she had a near-death experience that would remain with her for the rest of her life. Elizabeth told Oprah that she could see people working feverishly around her, and she tried desperately to move her body just a little bit so that they would know that she wasn't dead. But she couldn't. Instead, it was as if she was floating above her body, watching it play out without any control over the outcome. And then she heard one of them say, "I think we've lost her." As she watched that traumatic scene play out, she began to feel like she was getting further away from everything. Many of these experiences seemed to involve encountering dead friends and family members. And Elizabeth's experience was no different, because she remembers seeing her husband, movie director Mike Todd, who had passed away a few years earlier. Fear immediately turned to joy when she saw him. She was ecstatic to be reunited with her lost love. She'd missed him so much and wanted more than anything to be with him. That said, Mike had a different and an unexpected message for her. He told her that she couldn't stay, that it wasn't her time to cross over, and that she had to fight to go back. Of course, we all know that's exactly what she did, and because of that, she would live for another half-century before succumbing to congestive heart failure in 2011. And during those 50 years, Liz lived a pretty darn amazing life. Upon her recovery, she would go on to win an Academy Award for her role in Butterfield 8. And beyond the accolades, Elizabeth became a fighter for many causes that she believed in during the 80s, long before it was fashionable to do so. She was an outspoken advocate for HIV and AIDS. You know, I really don't know what to think about near-death experiences. Part of me wants to believe that they're real. That said, another part of me is a skeptic. Maybe it's the mind playing one last trick on the person who's fighting for their life. What I do know is that they are very true for those folks who have them. It's the truth of their story, and because of that, I think it's fair and truthful to say that Elizabeth Taylor died twice. And I'm hoping, I really am, that Mike Todd was there to greet her when she was finally able to stay. All right. What do you remember most about Elizabeth Taylor? And what do you think about her near-death experience? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I would be honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and television, mostly from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.